P. Diddy accused of sexual assault by producer Lil Rod. Put up the picture full mask. This is a gripping story. Producer Lil Rod, whose given name is Rodney Jones, has now accused Sean Diddy Combs of operating a racketeering enterprise, groping him, forcing him to engage in sexual acts with sex workers, and lacing alcohol for the guests in his home, including underaged girls. There's a 73-page complaint, ladies and gentlemen. Quote, throughout his time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones witnessed, experienced, and endured many things that went far beyond his role as a producer on the Love album. Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him constantly. As a result, Mr. Jones has secured, hear this, hundreds of hours of footage and audio records of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity, end quote. The lawsuit not only names Diddy as the defendant, but also his 30-year-old son, Justin Combs, his chief of staff, Christina Coram, Universal Music Group CEO, and former Motown Records CEO as well. All of them in the lawsuit. Lil Rod claims that Diddy forced him to work in the bathroom as Diddy showered, and that Diddy engaged in constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized groping and touching of his. Lil Rod also accused Diddy of drugging him. This happened according to the lawsuit, February 2023, when he woke up unclothed, disoriented, and in a bed with Diddy and two sex workers. The lawsuit accuses Coram of helping Diddy, quote, to groom him being Lil Rod, into accepting a homosexual relationship. Mr. Jones was terrified of Mr. Combs. He felt like he could not tell him no. Mr. Combs consistently made it clear that he has immense power in the music industry and with law enforcement. The lawsuit said it added that Diddy tried to intimidate Lil Rod by showing off his guns. The lawsuit also mentions a 1999 shooting, which resulted in Sharon, the rapper, who is now an elected official, by the way, in his home country, of being sentenced to 10 years in prison. Rod claims that Diddy said he, in fact, was responsible for the shooting. Keep that picture up for a second. That comes as a surprise to no one who follows hip hop, by the way. Okay? That comes as no surprise to anyone who followed the story back then. According to Jones, January 2023, Combs introduced him to the Oscar-winning actor, Cuba Gooding Jr., and left the two alone in the studio on Combs' yacht. He says Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching him, groping him, and fondling him. The Oscar-winning actor has yet to respond to these claims. Gooding Jr. has faced multiple lawsuits in recent years for troubling abuse of a sexual nature. Lil Rod produced a portion of Diddy's latest body of work, the Love album, which was released September 2023, which he says he was underpaid for. In an Instagram post ahead of the 2024 Grammys, Lil Rod said, quote, I'm currently nominated on an album I produced at least 9 songs. I should be celebrating, but I'm currently quietly fighting for my publishing for months. The producer also created a GoFundMe page aimed at raising $50,000 for his own legal fees. Diddy's attorney, Sean Hawley, told HuffPost, quote, Lil Rod is nothing more than a liar. Uh-oh. That is another liability charge, more than likely. Lil Rod is nothing more than a liar who filed a $30 million lawsuit shamelessly looking for an undeserved paycheck. His reckless name dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen is nothing more than a transparent attempt to garner headlines. We have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies. She added, we will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate action against those who make them. And I got to say this, if attorneys are involved with Lil Rod and they are crafting the actual lawsuit and they say specifically, we have video and audio, okay? If an attorney signs to that, attest to this being accurate, that is a big deal, because if that is in fact a lie and an attorney is involved, you can be disbarred. You can lose your entire career for misrepresenting something as a fact and making it a statement of fact in a lawsuit. Diddy was accused last year of sexual violence by 4 women, starting with Cassie, his ex-girlfriend. It was a damning 35-page complaint. It was the quickest turnaround settlement I've ever seen. And others obviously came out against Diddy and his alleged violent behavior and sexual assaults against them. This has a lot of twists and turns. I got to say this. This has been one of the most troubling things in hip hop. Having a consensual relationship, that's perfectly fine. This is why stories like this are so important to tell. You see, you have a person alleging they're a victim. And this is a very detailed report, 75 pages. I did not have time to read it all, obviously, on air. But the details are significant. If there is a tape or tapes, if there is video, if there will be a trial or some level of adjudication, these things are going to come out because they will be part of the public record. All right, Sharon, I know you've been watching this as well. It's a hell of a thing. The arrows keep pointing directly to the same individual with every single story that comes out. What say you?
Yeah, and the details seem to be so similar, Doc. And by the way, you provided plenty of detail. I think we get it. I don't care if it's a man, a woman. I'm not interested in the pronoun. Where there's smoke in this case, there does seem to be fire. And I can't think yet of a redeeming quality given everything that we've learned here about Diddy. And my final comment is this. I love hip hop. You love hip hop. It's for the people, for the culture, all that. But until hip hop addresses some of these best kept or open secrets, we should call them, I don't really want to hear too much more about anybody else, oppression, the man. We need to deal with something that is going on apparently in our own house that is despicable.
Yeah, it gets worse by the moment, this saga. All right, we'll bring you updates as they come.